UFC 303. Hey, this fight card started as one thing, but now it's something different, but it might be better. I don't know. I mean, Lex Pereira versus Yuri Prochazka 2 is a fantastic fight card, and Las Vegas is going to be buzzing. International Fight Week goes down this weekend. I'm going to be in there. Why don't you take part in it? Once again, I'm partnering up with the DraftKings Sportsbook to bring all new customers a fantastic offer. Guys, bet $5 or more. We'll give you $150 in bonus bets instantly when you sign up using the promo code DCTV. Guys, that's easy. Who doesn't want to punch in DCTV? It's a very simple ask to get a whole bunch of bonus bets. Sign up using the promo code DCTV at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Bet only $5 or more. We'll give you $150 in bonus bets. Guys, at the DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. And at UFC 303, a champion will be crowned from the T-Mobile Arena. Let's go. Michael Venom Page. What's up, my guy? I can't. I'm stuck to the chair. Michael Venom Page. Dude, you know what's funny? How I always tell people this. I said, when you came to my gym and my kids all knew you, I was surprised a little bit. They were like, yo, can we get a picture? Can we get a picture? I ain't gonna lie, I was a little surprised. You resonated with those kids. That's good. So, finally getting you here to the UFC, and we get to Miami here in a second, but how's everything been so far?
In this trip, it's gone according to plan. Even after literally talking about just the sleep, I think we just calculated everything correct. I'm just feeling good. I'm feeling very calm at the moment, relaxing, just enjoying the journey of this. You know what I mean? And then, just itching to go.
My man, thank you for checking in with me. Guys, MVP. They took me to Saudi Arabia last weekend.
Oh yeah, cool.
I had a thing in Santa Barbara yesterday, so I'm run down, but I still got to grind. MVP came to my gym a couple years ago when he was still in Bellator and all the kids loved him. How does it feel to know that even when you were fighting there with less eyes on you, you still made that much of an impact that everybody, even all those kids, wrestling kids.
Yeah, no.
And your boy went through the ground at practice, didn't he? Where's that guy? Man, we killed him, didn't we?
Oh, you guys.
We put him through it.
Again, that was again.
He
no,
wanted it.
Go again.
He wanted it.
Yeah, no. He's a beast. Unfortunately, he fought on the weekend, last weekend, and lost. But it was all his fault.
Really?
He knew exactly where he went wrong. He completely 10-8'd the guy in the last round. Arguably, it could have been a draw, but you messed up the first couple of rounds. It's your fault. But I can definitely see the bounce back. Even now, how mature he is to go, now I made this mistake. I feel it, but I know exactly already, straight away after, I know exactly what I need to do to do the comeback. He's going to be an absolute problem for people.
Yeah. Let's talk about fighters, right? When you come over from Bellator, me when I was in Strike Force, they match athletes with cities. My debut, you had the light, turn that light back off, my friend. There you go. There you had it. Don't press too many. There you go. You're good now. They match athletes with cities. When I made my debut, they put me in San Jose. That's where I was training. They gave you Miami, the big city, right? Sexy city. How did it feel to make your debut there? How did you feel the energy? Was it everything you expected, or was it more?
Weirdly enough, although I agree with you in terms of they match you in the city, Miami is a very familiar place because my family's over there.
Okay.
So literally every time I fight, no matter where in the US,
close that door. Yeah.
No matter where in the US that I fight, I always go to Miami to spend time with my family. So I'm accustomed to Miami, just the people there, the vibe there, the energy there. It's weird though, because the year before I was watching Adesanya in Miami. I was in the crowd there watching, and it was crazy. Everybody was the noise in there was crazy. During my fight, and it was weird. It was clear in the weigh-ins, the press conference, that the majority of people were more Kevin Holland fans, rightly so. This guy's been the game, you know what I mean? They were cheering for him, and during the fight, it was relatively quiet. But in my head, I was like, the reason it's quiet is because they're sitting there like, I can't believe this is happening.
They
were literally
hard to watch.
Yeah, hard to watch. So, and you can't cheer for anything because even though I like what you're doing, I can't believe what you're doing, and he's not doing enough. So it's just like, it was quite, the energy was actually lower than I expected.
Really?
Yeah, but in a weirdly enough, I kind of was proud that I was able to do that at the same time. But yeah, it was still a vibe, still an amazing feeling to be here.
Do you feel something, or are you knowing when you start to frustrate a guy like you had Kevin? Did you see in him how frustrated because he can't get to you, right? That's one of the things that you do that most talk about. They talk about, oh, Michael Venom Page, he does this and this. He's not that good. He's not this. He's not that. But when you're in there and you can't solve the puzzle, you start to get frustrated, and then you go like you fall into a shell of yourself.
Yeah.
Do you find joy in that when you watch a guy like Kevin going, dude, you could tell it's almost like he's broken without actually having to break it.
I'll tell you now, since I was a kid, I was always known as the wind-up. That was just like my character. I like to play, crack jokes, and like my friends, family will all tell you that Michael's, he'd try and wind you up. I live off that. I don't know why.
Really?
Even my partner, my girlfriend, she's like, oh, it's so annoying. Like, always wind. I love I'm just very playful in that way. So I see it immediately. So and I definitely saw it in him. And it's once I see that in someone, then I look to get the finish. But he's a tough guy.
He's tough.
So tough.
Yeah, he's very, very tough. So you get through that one. When it's time to schedule the second one, what are you thinking? Because I know you as a guy that kind of looks down the line. And we'll talk about that, right? You said through this one, we get Usman. So you're a guy that kind of looks down the line like, this is my path.
Yeah.
What are you thinking when you left the cage in Miami? Like, what type of competition were you looking to fight next? Wonder Boy, somebody like that. A lot of us think that's a dream matchup.
Yeah. We had a few names in mind, but Ian was definitely one of them. We threw a few names. I think it was Luque.
Yep.
But he then lost.
Yep.
So then it was like, okay, like, nah, we want somebody that's,
that's rocking.
Like, that's going forward. There was I can't remember who else it was, like Gilbert or someone. But he had, he just finished a fight as well. A few people in our division fought at the same time. Like Lena, he was quite beaten up and stuff as well. So there was a lot of people unavailable. But Ian was like, oh, we'll go for Ian, and they're like, oh no, he's unavailable because he's fighting Colby. So okay, cool.
That never came to happen.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the only reason why this fight has come to fruition now, is because they were like, okay, Colby's definitely out. So if you still want that fight, and I'm like, yeah, let's get it. And it made sense. 7's my lucky number. He's ranked number 7. So
yeah,
I was like, yeah, that one.
So it settles on Ian Garry, undefeated fighter, tremendous striker, confident as can be. When you get the matchup, even though it's one you want, what's your initial thought?
Oh no, I was super excited. I was super excited because for me it makes sense. Matching me up with somebody that's not initially gonna want to just hug my legs.
Yeah.
Without doing anything, because the difference between a wrestler that wrestles and tries to damage you and finish you versus a wrestler that tries to survive on you and just to get. I know you're
talking about.
Let me just get out of this fight.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I mean?
You're talking about Logan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I know. Yeah, Logan's one of my guys.
Exactly.
I know him well.
And some of the stuff he did in the fight was exceptional.
Yeah, kind of grappled you though.
Yeah, no, but it's exceptional in terms of somebody we trained. We brought some guys over, and he done some stuff, and I was like, oh, I didn't.
It was like Makhachev with Dustin Poirier, right?
Exactly.
Going to like a different level of wrestling.
Exactly.
That you even if you train it, that's something you do your whole life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's hard to experience there, and but yeah, for me, he wasn't going to win the fight. He was going to almost survive the fight. But when I have a striker, I know initially his ego's gonna tell him, yeah,
I can strike.
I can strike. So for the most part, I'm gonna get a fight. But then he's gonna go to the secondary of trying to grapple, and that's not his thing. His energy's gonna die. He's gonna desperately try and strike try and grapple and walk into some dangerous strikes. So, yeah.
So, Ian Garry, you want to fight him because you said makes sense. It seems as though Ian Garry likes to have a bit of something to the fight, because Ian Garry is almost taking the approach of what I said earlier. Everybody wants to say MVP's not this, MVP's not that. Hell, you went and fought in bare knuckle. I mean, you fought in Bellator. You fought all those guys there. You fight here. When you hear some of the things that he's saying, I'm not up for this one. I wanted somebody ahead of me. I'm this. What do you make of that? The way that he's almost like if he couldn't win there, how's he supposed to win here? Like, what do you make of that when you hear Ian Garry saying these things?
It's avoidance. I don't see. For me, it tells me something about his character. Those guys that are craving to be champion, you go for everybody. I want to be that person that nobody wants to fight. I'm going for everybody. I don't care what ranking doesn't mean anything to me. If you got even a little bit of hype, I want to kill that hype. He's in an avoidant state, as in, oh, let me belittle this guy, so try not to draw more attention to it. Oh, he's fighting Kevin Holland. Yeah, he's never going to beat me. I don't want to fight him. He's ranked too low. Like avoidant. I don't want to entertain this. Even while we have this fight on, he's still like, I don't want to entertain this. I don't want to make it bigger than it is, just in case he does what I've seen him do. His whole career, he's seen me do what I do. So if that happens and he's been making too much noise, I think he's trying to soften the blow a little bit.
Yeah, but you don't think he believes that?
I don't think he believes that at all.
It's hard, right? Whenever you can see your resume on paper, you've pretty much done everything you could do in this game. You come from Bellator. Do you feel? Because I always felt this when I left Strikeforce. I was like, no matter how good I am, I have to be a little bit more to show I belong here because of where my career started.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that, carrying that, like being a guy that spent so much time in Bellator, especially a guy that, look, I'll tell you this, and I'm not saying Scott did this, but Scott is good at finding matchups. He did it for me. I fought, every of my first fights were guys that wrestled. They didn't do anything else. If, like, well, Ian said, star building. You had great fights for you to build the star that you are today. Do you feel like you always kind of got to do more to show? I'm not just some guy Bellator built. I'm Michael Venom Page. I'm a career martial artist, and I got the goods.
You know what it is? And I like, for me, I like to learn off other people. Example is Floyd Mayweather. Every single time he beat the next person, so like I had friends around, we all had debates of people that weren't fans of him. You know, I was a fan of him. We were having back and forths. Every single time he beat someone, they're like, "Yeah, nah, but he needs to fight this guy."
They always move the goalposts.
Always moving the goalposts. I can't satisfy or try to chase and appease people that are going to always move the goalposts.
They will do it every time on you.
So it doesn't matter. So why would I need to? Why would I put the pressure on myself to try and outdo? Because they're always going to keep adjusting and moving the goalposts. For me, go in there, do me. For the people that I attract from that, you know, thank you.
And you said that after this, you want Kamaru Usman. Are you trying to path a route where it's Ian Garry, Kamaru Usman, championship opportunity?
Yeah, that's what it feels like for me. If I'm looking at it as on a ranking system, Ian Garry's number 7. I think being Ian Garry puts me in top 5.
Yep.
Round about there. And top 5 means I'm either one mistake, and when I say mistake, one injury or something, or postponed fight away from a belt, or I take one more fight and I'm guaranteed the belt. So I'm looking around at what other guys, like some people that are potentially going to be fighting. So I'm like, okay, Usman's the only one that no one's really mentioning or saying anything about, and he's number 1 ranked.
I don't think he fought, and he didn't fight bad against Hamza.
Exactly. he's number 1 ranked. He obviously went up a division to fight that fight, but still, it's like, guys, he's a beast, man. He's a beast. He was a great champion. So why not? Because my thing is, I win that fight, no one can say anything about me taking the belt next. There's no dispute, there's no debate, there's nothing. I'm guaranteed the belt next. So if I'm going to think about it that way, then tactically, that makes the most sense.
Yeah. Well, talking about that belt, Leon Edwards, Belal Muhammad, how do you see that thing playing out?
I think they're both very slow-paced fighters, and technically it suits Belal. I think this slow-paced fight will suit Belal in terms of his wrestling ability in 3 rounds. But over 5 rounds, I think it will start to favor Leon. So, because Leon's ability to continue the dangerous strikes in the 4th and 5th round will be a lot higher than Belal, because he's going to be a bit muscularly fatigued, and so his takedowns are going to work a little bit less, and that's where he can get caught out. We've seen it with Usman. He's completely dominating, and you know, Leon has the ability to still knock you out in the 5th. So I think it favors Leon. I think if Leon was to put a bit more pace on that fight at the beginning, I think he can potentially even finish it earlier.
Why do you think people don't give Leon the credit that he deserves?
I couldn't tell you. I seriously,
Poor Leon Edwards.
I know,
bro.
No.
He was fighting against Nate Diaz. He beat him up, man.
One punch. That one punch. That was the whole highlight. I didn't see anything else after that.
What was that?
You know, I personally
He had like so much bad luck in that regard. He beat the shit out of Nate.
Mashed him up, and then that
one punch, and then Nate kind of pointed at him, and that became the story of the fight.
That was the story of the whole fight.
Then he not only beats Usman the first time, second time he did it more dominantly. Why? I mean, why does he not get the respect?
I personally think it's to do with people love characters. His character is low. He's
low vanilla.
Very basic. He needs a little bit of spice on that.
Yeah.
He needs to draw more people, entertain more people, or however it suits him. But he doesn't care to do all that kind of stuff. And I get it if that's you, but you still need to find a way to. It's important.
Yeah.
That's why it took you so long to take this path, because nobody's turning their head at you.
Yeah.
If Dana could see that you were turning heads, you would have got that fight way before.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. Like, people don't care about your personality, your persona. If you invest a little bit of time and marketing yourself, I think more people will,
Well, you had the Undertaker entrance last time. What you got for Saturday?
I got a little something. I released a little video for my walkout track, and we're just making fun of Ian Garry. So it's
That's what I'm saying. You and Ian Garry. Like, I mean, it seems like there's a little bit there, not too much, but it seems like there's a little bit there. Or you guys are both fishing for a little something. How's the fight in on Saturday night?
Devastating KO. Honestly speaking, I don't know what it is. Just his face irks people. You know what I mean?
Dude,
I see it.
And the poor kid had all the hype and everybody loved him.
Yeah.
And then Patty Pimblett told me, listen to this, bro. You know Patty Pimblett, when he won that fight and everybody was mad at Patty.
Yeah.
They turned on Patty.
Yeah.
Patty Pimblett came into a fighter meeting and he was like, I'm so happy Ian's on the card. Because he was like,
attention.
That's what he said. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Why? He's a good fighter.
No,
he's a tremendous fitter.
Yeah, I think.
But like you just said, his face irks people.
Yeah, no, but it's also his just how he goes about things. I think he's massively inspired by Conor, as everybody's seen. He speaks about, which is obvious. But I think you're also trying to play the role of, I'm in Conor's position and you're not there yet.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes you gotta almost know your position. He's trying to. I think this is why he also clashes heads with a lot of people in gyms and has to move around a lot.
He moves around quite a bit.
He has to move around a lot, which says a lot about your personality. I think sometimes you need to learn how to manage your confidence and that ego. And I think it shows that he can't manage it. He's still immature in how he's got this ego, which is good for fights, don't get me wrong, but in terms of just day to day, you need to learn how to dial it down a little bit sometimes. And because otherwise you're going to irk a lot of people. And just literally his face, I just want to beat up.
You just want to beat him up.
Just kick him in the face.
Well, he gets the opportunity to do that this weekend at UFC 303. Guys, check out everything Michael Venom Page is doing, Instagram, Twitter, everything. Make sure you watch this guy. He's very entertaining. He's also going to be entertaining the Octagon this Saturday as he takes on Ian Garry. Make sure you hit that pay-per-view buy button and like this channel, subscribe to this channel, because I got guys like Michael Venom Page checking in with me. Thanks for checking in again, champ. I appreciate you.
Anytime.
You're the man. Till next time, guys. Peace.